I am now going to go to a difficult question, and I have about 8 minutes left, and I think that would be enough just to finish this question with you. Then I'll be quite happy, because then we did first principles, we did our laws, and we did the graph. And now we come to a question that doesn't just come up in calculus graphs, in cubic graphs. Do you know they also ask it when you have a parabola and when you have a straight line? You can also get this question there, and I'd really like to do it with you this afternoon. It says there, and I hope that you can see that it's quite clear on my screen. It says h of x is the vertical distance between f of x and g of x. It is the vertical distance between h of x and f of x. Can you see there? That is h of x is represented by the distance between these two graphs. And if you get that, if you ever get asked a vertical distance between two graphs, you always get the top graph minus the bottom graph. So there is a distance, it is this distance here, and this distance is represented, the equation is represented by taking the top graph minus the bottom graph. And what is the top graph equal to? You have that h of x is equal to f of x minus g of x. Now, f of x matrix we worked it out. F of x was 2x cubed minus 2x squared minus 10x minus 6. You still got that, hey? Minus g of x. G of x was given to us right at the beginning as 6x minus 6. It is the equation of your straight line. So it's minus 6x minus 6. Now the question says that h of x is the vertical distance between f of x and g of x such that h of x is f of x minus g of x. I told you, just look at the sketch quickly. It is the distance represented between the two graphs. You take your top and you minus your bottom graph. Now they say, what is the question? The question is calculate x. Calculate x such that h of x is a maximum, where x is smaller than 0. H of x must be a maximum. Now, come I tell you something. You know what h of x is, hey? H of x is f of x minus g of x. They gave that information to us. They said that h of x is the top graph minus the bottom graph, and they didn't even have to tell us that. If they don't tell you that, just remember, if you're looking for a vertical distance in between two graphs, it's always your top minus your bottom graph. But now comes the question. I have to determine x, right? Such that h of x is a maximum. I tell my students, if you see the word maximum, work out your derivative. Why? Why do I work out my derivative? Because the maximum occurs at the turning point. Even if they said minimum, you do exactly the same thing. If you see the word maximum or minimum, grade 12, work out the derivative. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to remove my bracket. And we're going to have enough time to do this, don't worry. I'm going to take in the negative, gives me negative 6x, and I'm going to take in that negative, it gives me plus 6. Now come we collect the like terms. What do you get? I get 2x cubed. I don't have any partners for that, no terms. Negative 6x, negative 10x gives me negative 16x, and negative 6 plus 6 is 0. Now this is your h of x. And now they said determine, calculate x such that h of x must be a maximum. H of x must be a maximum. Okay, I get that. And if I see maximum, what are you going to do in the exam? You are going to find the derivative. Why are you going to find the derivative? Because the maximum occurs at the turning points, and turning point is derivative. Look, if I do this, just look. That's the maximum, hey? It occurs at the turning point. This is the minimum. It occurs at the turning point. And what do you do if you work out turning points? You work with derivative. Okay, so find the derivative with me. The derivative is equal to 3 times 2 is 6x. 6x squared. Take away 1 from the exponent. 2 times 2 is negative 4x. Are you still with me? And the derivative of 16x is negative 16. Do you understand that, everybody? And what do I do when if I have my derivative? I'm going to put my derivative equal to what? 0. Divide straight through by 2 with me. If I divide by 2, I get 3x squared minus 2x minus 8 is equal to 0. 3x squared minus 2x is equal to 0. And then I'm going to factorize that equation. Are you okay with that? 3x squared minus 2x minus 8 is equal to 0. Open up the brackets. Factorize. Remember, if you can't factorize, you can go into, what can you do? Into your formula. I can factorize quickly. I've got that. It gives me, I need negative 2, so it's going to be a negative there and a positive there. 3x squared minus 6 plus 4 is minus 2. And now the question said, find the maximum. I've got the maximum, but x must be smaller than 0. Tell me which one you choose. Think. I'm going to choose this one. X is going to be negative 4 over 3. What are we saying? We are saying that if x is negative 4 over 3, h of x will have a maximum value. Remember quickly, h of x was the top graph minus the bottom graph. Get your derivative, make it equal to 0, and there you have it. Woo, Matrix, that calculus question was about a 26-mark question, and we managed it. First of all, we started with first principles, then we did our derivative laws, then we went into our calculus graph.